Welcome to the next issue
podcast. Please enjoy
the show. Woo! Here we go.
Oh, you're muted, Danny.
Every time it's supposed to unmute automatically, but as we've learned, you can't trust machines, right? Am I
No,
right, Disney?
you are right. You are right.
Disney was like, "Nah, we're good. We don't need this AI garbage. We can make our own garbage."
Good luck. Good luck, AI.
It'll be all right. That's it.
Yeah,
It'll
like,
be AI.
We just hire famous directors to do live action versions of our most famous animated movies.
Right.
That's our AI garbage.
Can we? Well, real quick, since we are going down this
talk
road,
about the wig. Are we gonna talk about
the wig? We got to talk about
wig.
that wig. Josh, we need to get you a rock wig now. I think that.
Yes. Oh my God, Josh, we found your Halloween costume. Hold on.
I have no clue what's going on right now, and I am here for it.
They released a trailer for the live action Moana, and The Rock is playing the same character that he voiced in the cartoon,
Maui,
which is Maui, the god of whatever.
Okay.
In the cartoon, Maui has long flowing, locks of hair.
Yeah.
The Rock famously is bald and has been bald for like the last 20 years.
Yeah.
my choice.
And so they put a wig on that fella, and it looks spectacular. Let me tell you what.
Put a wig on it.
Whoa.
So
This is
Josh,
Scorpion King levels of CGI.
Well, not only that, The Rock is not. I don't think he's this big anymore. So some of this may be like, not The Rock. I don't know. I'm not gonna speculate wildly on somebody's physique. But we've seen The Rock. He looks very trim compared to like a couple years ago, like especially like his Fast and Furious era. So yeah, Josh. You want to just get a wig and then get like a little bodysuit with the tattoos?
Sure thing. I don't even need the padding. I'm set. I'm totally
good.
ripped.
You will have to shave though for the bit. But outside of that,
that's for our patrons. So
yeah, get us to 100 patrons. Josh Maui. This is how Josh gets canceled because he. Sorry, this was very culturally insensitive. We're gonna have to cancel you.
Yep.
But it was for a good bit.
It was.
It'll be worth it for the bit. Yeah. Next week on the show,
if we can get it in during this administration, we won't be canceled. It's fine. He gets the.
Yeah, I think Jeff's right. There was kind of a perpetual get out of jail free card culturally. So.
We got to do it before the midterms, at least.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. After the midterms, you're on your own.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody is the Wild West out there after the midterms. I hope everybody's been watching Road Warrior and like just all the post-apocalyptic things so you could be prepared.
Purge night every night.
Yep. And then a couple of weeks from today, Jeff will get his wisdom teeth pulled live.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
Clay's having a procedure today that he didn't want to record for us. So, all our medical things are going to go up for the camera now. All right. But before any more advances in sciences, today we have a really fun show. Well, I think it's going to be a fun show. We'll see. I love that Jeff looked at the thumbnail and like, oh, you're just trying to get people angry. And let me tell you, we talked a little bit about this before with Jeff's last Sunday, but let me tell you what we're gonna do today and how this came about. So, a couple, I don't know, like days before last weekend or whatever, I was on Instagram and I saw Comic Books Couples Counseling, that podcast. They have their own kind of version of the Criterion Closet, but with comic books. And I guess they live in an area where like they have access to comic creators, or maybe they'll go buy it, whatever. I don't know their whole situation. But they have comic creators go by and they'll do almost kind of looks like Josh's setup, where it's like all these books around them. So and then just picture Josh walking around picking his favorite books. And I was like, well, we can't do that. We record remotely. And I don't have giant closet or a set that I can set it up in. So instead, I was thinking one of my other favorite things, and hopefully
you didn't want to ship
this.
us like
I don't want to ship you guys a container.
Yeah,
I should get one of those pods. And just turn that into the comic book closet.
that would be good. Yeah, like a mobile.
If you're familiar with the website Letterbox, which I think we all are, although I don't know, Jeff, do you use it? Do you have one?
No,
I don't remember.
I signed up because you guys bullied me into signing up for one,
yeah.
but I haven't really played around with it.
Jeff hates movies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
famously, I
sites.
hate movies.
And bully.
He also hates aggregating data for the end of the year. He likes to do it. He likes to do it old school.
Yeah,
I just like a thought in the wind. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I figured we would do, and you guys might be familiar with these, 4 favorites, right? Your Letterbox top 4. Even if you look at our thumbnail, I just grabbed a screenshot from this and then I tweaked around and messed around with it to make it look very similar. So,
Okay.
Oh man.
Concept's very similar.
I'm just gonna do what's on my mind right now.
Okay.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude, that's
great.
so good.
Waiting for Guffman.
Waiting for Guffman.
Oh, the movie Close, the Belgian. Yeah, love that one. Oh, I don't know. School of Rock.
Yeah. Dude, this
All right, thank you, Sadie. Give it up, everybody, for the cast of Stranger Things 5. We'll probably never see them again. Except for maybe Sadie Sink.
This is neither.
She didn't say X-Men: The Last Stand.
Right. She didn't say I'm playing X character in the upcoming Doomsday. This is neither here nor there, but it does bring it back to our interests.
Sure.
The haircut Wolf Finhard has, he should absolutely play a live action Prince Valiant. Why has that not happened yet? That is straight up Prince Valiant's hairdo.
I never. So it's Finn Wolfhard. So you got the wolf in the wrong place.
Wolf Finhard. Hard Finn Wolf.
Oops.
It's giving Abbott Elementary when the what's her name? The preschool teacher.
Oh yeah.
Confuses famous actors for like their white, I guess their white sounding counterpart.
Yes.
I
do hear this.
Barb doesn't know celebrity names, right? She just thinks that they are one name, but she says another. That's what it was giving there, guys. So, and you're both educators, so it kind of fits.
It does. All I can do is quote our former governor. Oops. So yeah.
Governor, president, senators, most everyone in any kind of position.
Yeah, true.
I'm sure the mayor's been there. Vandal Savage, police commissioner of Gotham. Oops. My goal is to
watch this drive.
US take live on the show. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna do our own. Now, as you can see, what I didn't give you guys a lot of direction because I kind of wanted to, and we'll talk about our approaches in a second, because it's very loose, right? Celebrities, like, first of all, a lot of these things happen in the red carpet, so they don't have it on top of mind. So it's like, you can see them struggling to remember like names of movies, and there are always other people that get interviewed and ask this question, and hopefully we don't get sued by Letterbox for stealing their bit. Also, somebody should be working on comic boxed. I don't know. We'll come up.
The league should just implement this feature.
The league should just have like your top 4 right at the top.
Yeah.
Also, if somebody just asked me what my favorite. Hey, what are your top 4? I'd be like mashed potatoes, banana pudding, mountains, and breathing.
And the rock wig.
Yeah, which shockingly are all comics published by Fantagraphics.
I think the last one Silver Sprockets, but yeah, you're right. Those all sound like it. Before we get into that though, I put out a call to some of my friends online and asked them, can you send me, I love it because I did it very last minute and I was like, Hey, you know those letterbox videos where we do stuff like, can you send me a top 4 video of yours? And somebody did respond though, so we're gonna play
Awesome.
that to get us going. So this is Brent Schmidt, a visual artist. You might know him
Nice.
online as Demon Pack. So let's see what Brett's top 4 would be, and let's see if he meant like if he did any kind of loopholes, because I'm also expecting that. Let's check it out. I haven't seen this, so
All right, 4 favorite comics graphic novels. Number 1, Secret Weapons from Valiant, 2017.
Pictures and
Eric
everything.
Heiser and Raw Allen doing amazing, phenomenal work in just only 4 issues.
This is way more than I asked.
Story
Thank you,
arc,
Brett.
the layouts, just tight.
Yeah, initially I was just going to write down a list, and I was like, well, at least I'll put down links so Danny has something to reference. We're not just talking heads the whole time.
Still living in my world,
but
right now. Next would be Crawl Space from Koyama Press. Jesse Jacob. This book, it's all about color,
I've never
design,
heard of it.
layout, like just so creative. Like just makes me think differently about my own work, and just it's so expressive and breaks some of the rules, and really made me think of comics in a different way. Next up would be Cosmonauts by Hannah Templar. I mean, this is my science book for color. If I ever need inspiration, I reach for this book and I'll start flipping through, and I immediately have color ideas, and I'm inspired. But then I also get this really cool resistance story, and it hits me.
If his 4th book is Dark Knight Returns,
too, so
it's
Watchmen. You can't.
It's Watchmen.
That. Like this is just one
Secret
of my
Wars
favorite books. And then last but not least, I've got Sunburning by Carla Roberts.
Wow.
Also 2017. And this book is it's very autobiographical. It's honest. It's funny. It's from a world that just, I don't live in Kyler's world, but I enjoy laughing along with Kyler about her life. And it's just so honest, and that's just so refreshing to read and enjoy after a long day.
I can hear Josh like putting. Oh, that was it.
Yeah, I'll be.
Josh is adding to his list as we speak.
I will. I will see you guys later. I have to go change all 4 of mine. So those are great selections.
Yeah, thank you, Brett. This was above and beyond what I asked for. Like, he produced a full video. I might have to put that up on the channel, just like
yeah, that'd be great.
To reward the effort. So I appreciate that, Brett. Yeah, so that's kind of the idea. As you can see, Brett had very specific explanations of why. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about for ours. We're not just going to give you a list, and then we'll put them up on our top 4 shelf, which I am going to be creating along on here on Canva alongside. Hold on. We're going to be creating along. Let me see if I can do this in a better way so I can show it. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, we'll just kind of talk about why we picked the things that we picked. But here's our shelf that we're going to start putting things in. Does anybody specifically want to go first? I'll be putting things on, and then we can, we'll go back to the shelf.
I mean, I'll go first and kind of explain.
Yeah, before we get into it, like, do you want to talk about how you approached or what you understood the assignment to be?
Yeah, so I took the assignment
I didn't understand the assignment.
Yeah, right. Which is kind of what I said to Jeff when I got on. I took it not as what are my favorite comics or graphic novels of all time, but more what are the ones I constantly return to if I'm just having like a down day and I just want to flip through something that for me is perennial, right? Like will always pick me up. What is something
are those your favorite?
What? Well, no, because I was kind of thinking, like if I'm thinking about movies, okay, if like one of my favorite movies is Hal Hartley's Simple Men, right? But in my brain, I was thinking more like if I just turn on the TV and a Marx Brothers movie is playing, I'll just keep that on. Right. Like for me, that's the perennial versus like, and don't get me wrong, Marx Brothers are some of my favorite movies, but it was that kind of thing. Like if it's a Sunday and I just want to like read a comic, I might not dedicate myself to, again, one of my all-time favorite comics is Alison Bechdel's Fun Home. Right. But that's kind of like, it's a mental slog, you know, like it can really
Fun Home, not a fun read.
Yeah, exactly. So I was kind of thinking like, what are those perennial boost me up sort of reads, right? So that's kind of the angle I came at it from. And number 4, are we going to go round robin, Danny?
Yeah, we're gonna go round robin. So like
Okay.
in whatever order you want. I don't know that I have mine ranked, but like I have a specific order I want to talk about.
I've really only ranked my number 1. I'll put it that way. But number 4 for me, basically, and I really struggled if I was going to do this character or Fantastic Four. Any like Silver Age, OG Spider-Man book, it is always for me just a slam dunk. This is what got me into comics. I really identified with Peter when I was a kid. And so I just love reading these old, I mean, oh, come on, look, you know, we got JJJ is that Spider-Bot? What is that? I forget the name of that.
Yeah. I think it's Spider Slayer kind of thing.
Yeah, Spider Slayer, I think.
The original Slayer.
Yeah, I just love all these comics. Ditko's a king. And again, I could have changed this out with FF, but honestly, as a kid, I read way more Spider-Man than Fantastic Four. So this is just one of the Marvel Masterworks. I own the first 3 volumes in paperback, and I just grabbed number 3 because it has Green Goblin on the cover. So, but again, interchangeable. I could grab any of them and enjoy it. So that's one. And again, I may have misinterpreted the assignment entirely. So
no, I think you kind of nailed it. I mean, I don't know if there's a nail. Yeah. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, I took the same approach as Josh. I not necessarily. I just picked my 4 favorites. Not necessarily the ones that I think are like the most artistic in scope or far-reaching or whatever. And the first one, again, not really ranked, is DC's New Frontier. By Darwin Cook. I think of that as just kind of the quintessential Silver Age DC book, with combining all of your favorite DC heroes as they all meet for the first time, and it kind of gives them all a good overview of what the. Thank you, Josh. Of what of each character, you know, all your favorites are in there. It's when they first started the Justice League, they did it because it was like a deal. Like if you are a reader, you get all your favorite characters in one book, and this is that, just like for the modern reader, you know, you get everybody's in there. Great story too, how they all come together and become superheroes together.
Yeah, I think there's something about that book that Darwin Cook understood and brought to the world of superheroes that either we hadn't seen before or we definitely needed to revisit. There's just that feeling of it. Also, one of the better adapted, what do you call them? Animated films.
Animated, yeah,
like DC.
Yeah, it's really good. I do like that one.
I agree. Nice, very nice. Thank you, Jeff.
It's super accessible for like somebody who doesn't read a lot of DC comics. Like you can go and read all the crises and stuff, but that's all pretty deep cut stuff when you get into it. But this one is just a standalone, and you get everybody in it. So
very cool. Well, I didn't know what that was. I looked at it like, what the hell was that? Okay, Colby. Josh starting early.
Yeah,
Josh started the party early. Everything should come in a can. All kinds of.
I agree, 100%.
Great. All right. Well, I'm a freaking edgelord from the 80s, so I'm picking Watchmen. Listen,
it's a great book. It's really.
I agree. It is a great book, but it's not my pick. Let's see. Well, now I don't know which one I want. Let's see, do I go in this order that I put them in here? Yeah, I'm gonna just go in the order that I put them in here. My first one is going to be Batman: The Court of Owls
Nice.
saga.
Nice.
This is, and the way that I kind of approached this was like, all right, what are some of the things that have made me the comic book reader that I am today? And this came out back in 2011 when DC relaunched the New 52, and that's when I really got into comic books. Like that was the first time that I was like, I had a pull list set up, and like I was going to the comic shop like regularly, and just like discovering that story. And it's such a cool entry point, and it's very different from anything that Batman had done before, right? I think Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, you could see them grow on their own page, on their story, and it's something that I do kind of revisit and like just love to talk about. And one of the books that I also recommend to a lot of new readers. So I was like, all right, if there was somebody that, once I'm gone 1,000 years into the future and they found my comic book collection, which ones would I want them to stay away from the Playboy box and go to the comic book collection? And check
Look,
that out.
I'm Gen X. You have to hide that Playboy box in the woods because that's how the next generation finds them.
We don't have
in the
any woods
shoebox, in the
anymore,
shoebox.
Josh. The woods are gone. All right, we don't have
Damn.
woods. I wouldn't even
So-
know where to go to the woods, and I am not gonna bury that in the park because there's kids there and they put you on a list. So
But that's how kids find. That's how
Oh,
you
yeah, I guess
pass
that
it
is
from
how they-
generation to
no,
generation.
that tell you this. That is not how kids find that stuff anymore.
No, not
Um,
anymore.
So let's
So-
do a
Now they find an old laptop buried in the woods, and then
yeah.
So
Here's our shelf so far.
So Danny, I have a question for you because for some reason this just clicked in my brain as you were talking about the Court of Owls. Is this storyline the platonic ideal of rebooting a comic? Because when I think about the New 52, the one that stands the test of time really is the Court of Owls. And the thing I think is brilliant about it is it fulfills everything the New 52 purported to be. It was a reboot of the universe. It reintroduced the character. It did it with a brand new story that appeals to both new and legacy readers, right? Because we had never seen the Court of Owls before. It was entirely new to readers. Does that make it the platonic ideal of a reboot?
I think it does, and the reason that it does is because it is a soft reboot, right? When the New 52 relaunch, Batman and Green Lantern were the only ones that kind of kept pretty much everything about their continuity intact.
Yeah.
They knew, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's probably because of the people that were working on them, right? Like Grant Morrison had finished their run, like their gigantic years run, and led up to like the final crisis. And so this was they had already kind of restarted Batman a little bit right before that. So there's really no point in kind of redoing that again. And then, Green Lantern, like I said, it had been running. I think Jeff Jones was doing that for a long, long time, and they didn't want to lose that momentum. So I guess for better or worse for the Green Lantern series, because there were some parts that was like, what's going on here? But yeah, I think that's what it is. It's like it doesn't forget everything about the past, but it also brings something new. And I gotta say, like the concept of the Court of Owls is one of the coolest things. Like it's just seamlessly woven into the lore.
Yeah.
It's reminiscent of the Sentry. That it always kind of was there.
Yeah.
But for specific reasons, like the Sentry has the power to make you forget about it. The Court of Owls, in a different way, has the power to not be revealed to the public. So yeah, I think the Sentry and Court of Owls have a lot more parallels than I wanna. That might be worth me diving into a little bit more. But all right,
awesome.
I guess we'll do a reverse snake draft order.
Okay.
Maybe that'll keep things more entertaining. I don't know. If not, you can skip around. So my next thing was like, all right, I need to do, first of all, there's got to be something Marvel on my list. Like I love Marvel, and I need to find the thing that to me feels the most iconic. And this is not to say that this is the best Marvel thing, but it's just like as a reader, it impacted me specifically so much, and I don't know that we would ever get something like this again. I don't have one with me physically because they're all in my boxes, but it is House of M.
Oh,
I think that event that is like Marvel at its peak. This like it was between that and Civil War. I really couldn't decide because those are very important stories for me as a comic book reader.
yeah.
And it races a lot of like the best and maybe the worst of like the crossover era of comic books, but we're sticking to the positive here. And like I said, this is one of the things that kind of shaped my comic book collecting for better or worse. Riding along and it's just like, and it has one of my favorite standalone issues, House of M7, where Wanda like says no more mutants, and it just kind of like I was like, you can't do this. This isn't allowed. So yeah.
How many issues was that? Was that
It is
9
eight,
issues?
but 8 issues from
Oh, 8
2005. Brian Michael Bendis, Olivia Copiel. Yeah, so like this is, and it was just one of the best, X-Men Avengers crossovers that I think we've ever had, and we may ever have. I don't know. And it's led to a lot of really cool stuff in the future. It's still being referenced in a lot of places when Marvel continuity comes around. And it's definitely going to come back to the forefront, I'm sure, as the X-Men hit the silver screen in the next few years. Like, there's just no way that there's not allusions to that original material, because I feel it's very iconic for like, anytime the Avengers and the X-Men are gonna duke it out, like somebody remembers their trauma from that event. So yeah,
that time
right.
Wanda killed all of us off.
Not everyone. She left 198 thanks to Doctor Strange.
That's right.
All right, Jeff. What's the next book you want to talk about on your top 4?
We'll stick with a mutant theme. And again, this goes with I was just the right age, and I thought this was the coolest thing. It is the X-Men Blue and Gold Mutant Genesis Omnibus, if we want it in a collected form. But this is when Jim Lee, this is the relaunch of the X-Men, where Jim Lee kind of took the helm. He'd already been the artist working with Chris Claremont up until where they were just like, all right, Chris, you're old school. We're going to relaunch with a bunch of people who don't know how to write comics, but they do know how to draw. And that
statement is the entire 90s in comics.
Yeah. But it was such a fun time to be like all in on that. I was reading the X-Men beforehand because Jim was already drawing the X-Men. You had just gotten the introduction of Gambit. They just done the Extinction Agenda crossover, and they were doing smaller crossover events then. So it was just, it wasn't company wide. It was just the X books that were crossing over with one another. But all that momentum led up to the relaunch of Uncanny X-Men, but except it wasn't a relaunch. They kept the numbering. The launch of the new X-Men #1. X Factor got a new team. It's sort of like what they were doing right now in DC, where everybody just got a new creative team and relaunched the books. It was just a really exciting time. A bunch of people got new costumes. Like, it was fun.
And that new X-Men, that X-Men #1 is still like the most sold comic book ever, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Wild.
Right? Like, or at least as far as floppies go. I'm sure,
I think so. Yeah, I think
like
so.
1 million
they had
copies
the
or
6
whatever.
different covers.
Yeah.
4 or 5 different covers, connecting, and then one gatefold.
I will say, like, this isn't a gatekeeping thing or anything, like, but if you can find those you can find those very cheap nowadays. But I recommend, like, if you ever need a task or like if you need a side quest at a convention, finding those connected covers is like one of the funnest things you can do. I when I finally got my last one, I was like, yes, we did it. And try not to overpay for them. Like, you can probably find them in like long boxes. So if you love to dig for long boxes, that's one of the coolest things you can do at a con.
The Colossus one will be the one you find first.
Jeff just letting strays go at Colossus and at Marvel,
I'm just being truthful. That's
and
the
then
one.
all the artists from the '90s. Todd McFarlane's in his house, like, somebody talking about me? What's going on? We love you,
Weirdly,
Todd. Come on the show.
that's how Todd McFarlane wakes up every day. So
That's true. There is
Yeah.
probably.
Listen, if you love pouches, this book is for you.
Oh yeah.
Because Cyclops has got pouches. Don't even get me started on X-Force because that was everybody had pouches on that team.
Look, one of the main team members in X-Force is a pouch. So
Yeah. The pouch.
the
But I
pouch.
believe that Omnibus collects, like, it's the first 15 issues of the X-Men, like the 10 issues of the Uncanny X-Men that was by Wiles Portasio, X Factor, and the X-Force book are all collected.
Yeah. And if you're one of the people that you're like, I don't want to read the book, I'll watch the thing. You can watch it because we have X-Men 97, the original, which I guess should be called X-Men 92. I don't know. And then, of course, the new X-Men 97 animated show, which is it's like the most distilled version. We were talking about Invincible and how it's such a great adaptation of the comics. This new X-Men 97, I feel it's in that same vein, which is like, obviously it doesn't have as many seasons under its belt as Invincible, but
Man, but that return season was just, and again, I say this to someone who is not a fan of the original cartoon. That return season is peak, like, storytelling.
Yeah.
It is really, really good.
Yeah. It'll make you root for Magneto in a way you've never felt like before.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, oh shit, he was right. Cool. All right, Josh, before I unveil how we're doing on our shelf, what's the next thing?
So again, in keeping with the it's a Sunday, I'm bored, I just want perennial feel good comics, I'm going with any of the Carl Barks Duck stuff. This is just a new one. It came in maybe a few months ago. I just grabbed it off my shelf. It could be Donald Duck, it could be Uncle Scrooge. Island in the Sky by Carl Barks. I haven't read this one yet, but it's part sci-fi, and then there's apparently like a seafaring story at the end. I just love these. Again, if you are a fan of DuckTales, either iteration, they were directly pulling from Carl Barks's run on the Duck books. Very famously, they couldn't sign their work because it had to be signed Walt Disney. And so for many, many years, up until like the 60s, he was fans just knew him as the good duck artist. That's what they called him, because when the issue came out, you could look and go, oh, this is the good guy, right? He thankfully started getting his dues in, I want to say, the 70s. By the 80s, there were some reprints put out by Gladstone Publishing. That's how I first discovered him. And most recently, Fantagraphics has been doing just an absolutely beautiful hardcover run of these stories, completely remastered. They're so good.
These are Fantagraphics, like the team behind their collections does such a cool job with stuff like this. And I've I've been on a few episodes of I Read Comic Books where we talk about specifically this, just because like it's always fun to kind of dig back into what made some of these stories special. So that's great. I'm also having an inkling that Josh forgot what we were doing this morning and then just saw whatever 4 comics were on top of his shelf. and that's how he came to this conclusion, but it's working out. It's working out so far.
I will say it this way. I knew exactly what my number 1 was going to be, and it'll make sense when I get there. And then I was scrambling to find the other 3, which is why Jeff has one I 100% should have picked.
I saw that and I was like, "Oh, this feels like a Josh book," but we'll get to that in a second. Here's a quick update on our shelf, and we'll post this later on in social media. Maybe we'll try to add Clay's. If not, maybe we'll just add Brett's, since he sent that cool video.
Those are good. Those are really good.
As we are in the midway point, I do want to shout out as well, my buddy Philip. I know him from 70mm podcast. They have a Discord community called the VHS Village. He did not prepare a full-on video like Brett, but he did send his picks. So I want to mention that because anybody that takes the time to acquiesce to one of my goofy requests, I appreciate. So he has 4 comics in here, and then like I said, found the loophole. So I'm just gonna read this to you. Top Comics is insane, but I'll say Garth Ennis's Hellblazer.
Oh, good one.
Which I agree. When I saw that, I was like, damn, that's pretty good. Day Tripper.
Oh, that's also a good one. I love that
Yeah.
book. Yeah.
He also has The New Frontier. So Jeff, you got one in there. Jeff's a man of the people. And the fourth one here, Frank Miller's Daredevil companion omnibus with Born Again, Men Without Fear, and Love and War. If he had to
Nice.
choose a specific edition, so Philip must be really enjoying that new Daredevil show.
I've got it started.
But he does say it's killing me to omit All-Star Superman. Maybe it's one of those videos where somebody squeaks out a 5th one. And he sends photographic evidence of people sneaking in a 5th one. So we're just gonna share that here real quick. So I guess it's within the rules, Philip. You got away with it.
Nice.
All right. Let's get back to our picks. So Josh, we'll let you go again.
Okay. My next one again may come as no surprise to anyone, but I will admit I almost went with Ambush Bug because this is in the same realm, but I didn't. Because Ambush Bug, as much as I like it, sometimes if I just want to sit down and just enjoy something, I feel like this is a little more rereadable, and that is The Tick, the complete Ben Edlund run. If you've only experienced The Tick in other media, be it the cartoon or the 2 live action shows, those are great. Don't get me wrong. The cartoon is perhaps one of the greatest things ever made. But the comic that it comes from is so damn funny that it is worth your time to check out. And I feel like Edlund's art has it just kind of gets better and better as you read through the series. It's a little rough in the first story. Let me go back here. It's a little over inked, I think, as a lot of artists do early on, but man, it is such a good book, and you will recognize so many storylines from other media when you see this, because I think they're just so good that they just got adapted. Man, excellent stuff. Excellent
and it's a book that doesn't get talked about a whole lot anymore because
I know it really bumps me out. And it's funny because my daughter, growing up, we watched the Tick cartoon. My wife loves the original Tick live action show, so we watched that and stuff. And most of the shows my daughter likes, like Supernatural, for instance, Edlund was a writer on. You can tell when you get an Edlund episode because it's typically very funny. And so I'm like, you've got to read The Tick. The Tick is so good. So anyway.
I will say, for a property that is not as talked about as much as maybe it should be, it definitely surprised me that it has not 1 but 2 live action adaptations.
Yeah.
But that just kind of goes to show you how, first of all, there's a fandom out there of creators that probably were inspired by and want to make it right.
Mm-hmm.
But it also how lasting of a legacy it kind of has as a big part of the comic medium that way under talked about for sure. So
yeah, very
cool. I expected no less from you, but I understand. It also makes sense why you like Ambush Bug so much.
Yeah.
It all checks out.
I mean, in the same circle as Ambush Bug, The Tick, and Sam and Max. If I just want something really stupidly fun, and not even stupid funny, brilliantly funny to read, I'll grab one of those. So
yeah. Cool. All right, Jeff, you want to go to your next one?
Yeah, my next one is Madman and the Atomics by Mike Allred. This is a comic from the early 2000s, but it for me, it feels very vibey with like early X-Men. So it's about a new team of teenage superheroes who are kind of like based off of 70s beatnik poets. And they all have like really weird, interesting powers. They're all like heavily mutated. And they come from the Madman universe, which is what Mike Allred was doing already at the time. Not very well known, but full of that Allred artistic energy. Very just cool. It's just a cool comic. And again, it came out right around the time I was really getting into comics and really starting to understand like it's more than just, you know, even though this is a superhero book, it can be more than just what Batman is doing or Superman or whatever. It really kind of gets into those like interpersonal relationships, and then there's also superheroics on the side. Yeah, I loved it. It was a whole new universe for me. So
The Transformers were right. It is more than meets the eye.
much more.
Now, Jeff, do you prefer the Atomics like run and that universe more than just the original Madman stuff?
Yeah, so I didn't really. I knew of the Madman stuff, and I think I had an issue here or there that I would just like pick up. But the Atomics was the first thing that I read from like I was going and I picked up all 15 issues as they were coming out. And then there was a couple of subsequent things that were produced by AAA Pop or whoever it was.
Yeah.
That Allred didn't necessarily like. They tried to spin off It Girl into her own thing, and there were a couple of one shots beyond that. And I've since gone back and read some of the Madman stuff, but I don't know. It was just at the time, you know, when I was just growing up and stuff, you know, that Atomics just really hit me. And I will go back and revisit it every few years where I'm just like, I don't necessarily read every word, but I'll just flip through them and be like, oh yeah, what it was like to be young, you know.
You just described every book I've just picked. So
Yeah.
I saw that on the list, and I just wanted to yell like, "Wait a minute, that's not Josh. Stolen Valor, Stolen Valor." but it makes sense that I think Allred definitely. I feel like Mike Allred would have been making his own like comics with an X if he hadn't gotten into superhero stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
and I
yeah.
think it would have worked really well. Yeah, I mean, look, Josh, well documented Allred fan. Superman Space Age, Batman. What's the Batman one
love
called?
it.
Dark
yeah.
Age.
Yeah, so
Dark Age, and then did the Space Age with Superman.
Mhm.
A long
there is-
X-Force run.
yeah,
And the Ecstatics.
Ecstatics. Don't
Yeah,
get me
so-
started in that
very cool.
recent one. There is the really good. I think it's a 2-issue the Madman Superman Hullabaloo crossover. That's really good.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Very cool. Very cool. All right. For my next one, I was like, well, you know, all these guys, all these people that talk about this on Letterboxd when they do their top 4, they got to bring an indie darling. So, like, you know, I got to bring an indie darling. No, but seriously, like this book changed the way I also look at what comics can do. This is Zoe Thurgood's "It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth," the autobiographical book. It just really opened, like, you know, I love superhero comics and I love like big old smash 'em ups. And I even, you know, like, but this is completely different from that. This was one of those books that I read because it was recommended by a lot of people. And it just really, like, over the past few years, I've been leaning into more like, oh, what if I just grab like one of those graphic novels that are they go to the bookstore first. Maybe they don't go to the comic shop first, right? Or, you know, stuff like that. Like at my shop, this would be at my shop, but like there's other things that probably wouldn't be. And I got a big stack of books in front of me, and like I've been reading some more stuff, like the book club book that we're doing for today, talking to my father's ghost. Like that's not that's not a normal, like, well, not normal. That's not a run of the mill comic book, like kind of the stuff that we get every Wednesday. This is like an intensive book that takes time and a lot of work to do. And it also really, Yeah,
If you go to the theater.
that's right. Is that what I sound
Wait,
like?
hang on.
Oh boy. This book, it's got the pictures, and you see the pictures in it.
Those
But yeah,
actual
like,
pages that you flip.
and it also kind of brought forward like one of my favorite cartoonists of like the modern age. Like Zoe Turgood is fantastic, and like I've been keeping track of all her stuff as this kind of comes out, and it's very good. Like she has a very interesting approach to cartooning and comic books, and also the fact that she's sharing maybe some of the toughest 6 months of her life in this book as well. So yeah, it's great. I really love It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth, and it's spelled center with the TR because it's from Europe, from it's
I was
British.
gonna say, is she British?
I believe she is from the UK.
I just added it to my to read
I'm
list.
gonna say UK because I don't know exactly which one of the union. Yeah, so
That's safe.
definitely not from the Commonwealth of Canada. So, all right, let's do a quick update on our picture here, our image that I've been working on. I'll share this afterwards. I gotta say, guys, this turned out real good. This was a really good idea. Good work. Good work,
Good work,
me.
me.
Good work, me. So this is what we got so far.
Nice. Look at
That's
that.
it's a pretty diverse looking shelf. Like,
Yeah,
of,
absolutely.
like, and if Clay was here, I bet it would look pretty insane. So maybe not enough to contain it. So yeah, this is very cool. All right. Let me do my last one, I guess. This was I gotta ask you guys, was the last one well, I guess not for Josh, because he said he already had a number one in mind.
Yeah.
Picking out the last one was the hardest one for me. I feel like those top three came out pretty quickly. I knew I wanted something indie. I knew I wanted something Batman, and then, like I said, House of M. But the fourth spot, it always feels awkward. It even feels awkward on Letterboxd. Like picking that fourth movie for some reason feels really weird. But
Because
I do have
all the other books and movies are looking at you like with
I
those
know,
big
big
eyes. Big, it's gonna be
yeah, like I'm over here. Remember how much fun we had? You quote me
Choose
all the
me.
time.
Yeah.
You do the
me.
Ricky Bobby
Choose
all the
me.
time. Pick me. But my last one, this is gonna maybe this one do well on TikTok, but we're gonna risk it. It is Tom King and Mitch Gerard's
Ooh.
Boo,
Mr.
boo.
Miracle.
Soon to be an animated series.
That's right. Yeah, it's the last one. Like I have so many versions of this book, and that's kind of what made
I've
it.
never seen that one.
Yeah, this is that's the absolute Mr. Miracle edition, but I have they kind of cleared it up for me as I was trying to differentiate. Like, well, how do I want to make sure that this is the right book? I have every floppy in both variants as they came out. I have because somebody I forget the name of the other artist, but Nick Darrington I think was doing the variant covers for this.
Nick Darrington. That's right.
I have all the collected editions, even the Barnes and Noble exclusive, and then like I said, I just bought this recently, the absolute. I can't wait till it's in a compact comic so I can just run around with it all over the place.
Yeah,
sharing my mystery with everyone. Hey, you want to get sad real quick? Here, let's read this book.
You want to see Dark Side Eat a Carrot?
Yeah. So yeah, it is absolute Mr. Miracle. Like I almost put Division in there, but I think I like Mitch Gerard's art a little bit more than Herman Peralta, I think. I believe that's the name of the artist. Don't quote. You feel free to correct me in the comments. Yeah, that was tough. Thoughts? Left you guys agape. All right.
I mean, I agree with you. I love it. For me,
over, I guess.
For me, it didn't fit the assignment because it's not something I'm going to pull out on a Sunday when I want to feel a good book. There's not many Tom King books I would pull out on a Sunday that would make me feel good. So, yeah.
Great.
Yeah, it's a pretty good. It's one of the better Tom King books. I don't actually hate Tom King. I think
here goes that guy.
He's real hit or miss for me. is where I'm starting to lean on, because where I'm starting to like this, Woman of Tomorrow, fantastic. I really like his Strange Adventures, Vision. I was going over Vision the other day, and I was like, oh, this is like Tom King also gets to work with some of the best artists in the industry as well. So he's very blessed in that way. But then like he's got some other stuff where I'm just like, what is this? You know, the Danger Street Kids or whatever that one was called.
That's just, I feel like that's just his own fan fiction. Like, I want to work with these characters that nobody will work with, so I'm just gonna do it. And Daniel's gonna buy it all.
But this is, I think I like Superman or Superwoman or Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, a little bit more as far as his works go. But yeah, this is a good pick. I really enjoyed it.
Thanks, Jeff. I'm glad I have your seal of approval.
It can stay on the shelf.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, Jeff, what's your last one?
My last one was I think I did have a hard time picking the last one, because you do kind of like, do I want to go with an indie darling or something that but ultimately I went the Josh way, because if we are going to do a fifth one, or I'll do an honorable mention. My honorable mention is Asterios Polyp, because of the art. The artwork is one of those things where I'm just like, oh, I didn't know comics could do that. Like, you know, it's just and it blows my mind. It's by the same guy that does Batman Year One. I knew about Batman Year One, and then David Mazzucchelli. So I was like, oh, this, and it's like completely different. And I'm like, well, what is this? You know?
Jeff? Have you read Mazzucchelli's? And he worked with somebody else. I'm blanking. Their adaptation of Paul Auster's City of Glass.
No, I have not.
You should check it out, because that was the first thing I read by him. That was the same sort of thing. It was like, oh, I didn't know comics could do this, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, I feel like I had.
But I didn't choose it because it's not something I would sit down and read for fun. Like, I might flip through it the same way I would an art book. But my final pick is actually the Jonathan Hickman run on Fantastic Four. They have a Marvel Masterworks version. I don't know if that's the whole thing. It's called Solve Everything. But that
for $50, you could just buy that Premiere collection that you linked to in the chat, though. In the document.
I don't know if it's everything, because I think the full run is like almost 100 issues between Fantastic Four and FF. But it is one of the few storylines that I've read. That's great.
Gorgeous. Holy moly.
Yeah.
They re-released this like a few years ago because it was long out of print. But anyway, I'm sorry.
That's a book, right? Like the original thing, it's an actual book.
Yeah. It's a novel by Paul Auster, who just passed away last year.
I think we talked about. I think that's when you showed us that book last, when we talked about him passing.
Probably so. Anyway, Jeff, I'm sorry. I totally.
No worries.
It's one of the few. Never.
We don't have those. It's one of the few storylines that I've gone back and reread several times. It's what I think made me a fan of Jonathan Hickman, and I wish Marvel would let him do something like that again instead of keep pulling the rug out from underneath him. But
so
whatever.
Frustrating.
Yeah, very cool. I've read a few stories from there, but not everything. That's a run that I actually jumped on Hickman stuff after that, because by the time that finished, he was jumped on the Avengers and the New Avengers, and he did his whole what's the
Secret Wars?
No, before that, Galactic.
Oh, Infinity.
And then that's such a fun arc. But like, I think it would be so cool to kind of go back from the beginning, because it all starts at Fantastic Four, and it leads all the way to Secret Wars. Oh, you can't see my arms, but well, I guess if you're watching this on the vertical feed, you can see my arms. If you're watching this,
there are references all the way up through Secret Wars to anything, like all the stuff that Hickman has done. So he starts off with like a S.H.I.E.L.D. book where it's Reed's dad that's part of an early version of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right.
Leonardo da Vinci, and Howard Stark, and so it really kind of ties, and that it doesn't directly affect like his Fantastic Four run, but there are references to it. So like there is kind of a thread line through. That Fantastic Four run is where you get the Council of Reed stuff from. It's just it's really great, you know, and it just builds and builds and builds.
He made one of the coolest villains in the Maker. Like, God, imagine like still relevant today. One of the best selling books that they have is got that Maker on it. Shake That Money Maker.
So I haven't read Hickman's FF run. I know of it, but Jeff, are you caught up? Did you read that newest issue of FF? Is it the read from that storyline that Sue references when she's talking to the Invincible woman?
Yeah, so she's when she's talking Invincible, she talks about the Maker, that read.
Okay, all right, I figured that was the case, but I wasn't sure. So.
But Evil Sue's a badass. Oh man, I love it.
That this storyline is killer, and I don't use that term lightly.
I can't wait to catch up. I can't wait to catch up on that. I'm very excited.
It's good. It's good.
All right, Josh.
All right. So yeah, this was a no-brainer. Actually, as soon as you guys proposed this topic, this is the very first thing that came to mind. It is top of mind because this just came out. I was actually at my store yesterday, and
how convenient.
They had just put it on the table, and they were flipping through it. I pre-ordered mine directly from
Youngblood hardcore edition.
I hope you guys like Rob Liefeld. I pre-ordered this directly from the publisher because I got a signed book plate from it. It is, this is gonna hurt. The Jaime Hernandez Locust Stories from Love and Rockets.
Oh my God.
I know. This hardback collects basically the first, like, I want to say everything up through just a few years ago. Let me look and see how recent it's gotten.
I really need to bring my buddy Paul from I Read Comics because he loves Love and Rockets. He's read all of it, and I need you guys. I just want to hear you guys talk about it. I'll just sit back and enjoy the show.
Look, I will say, so if you haven't read this, and this replaced, I used to have all the older paperback collections, and when this came in, I actually gave those to my daughter because she's got to read this. These stories, and no disservice to his brother Gilbert, who is fine. It just, his Palomar stuff doesn't speak to me as much.
Yeah,
the Maggie and Hopi stories by Jaime are pinnacle comic reading in my mind. Now it's kind of like Starman in the sense that it feels very Gen X because it is. But the beautiful thing about the Maggie and Hopi stories is once you get past the initial storyline, that's always the hiccup, is that the first few issues are just off the wall, right? Like he was going to go in a completely different direction. Originally, it was going to be very sci-fi. There's dinosaurs and it's in the future. Once you get through that storyline and they return back to their hometown in Southern California and it becomes a little more grounded, the book just takes off. Now, it's always a little magical realism, right? You'll get like the devil shows up and shit, you know, it's always a little bit like that. But ultimately, it's about Maggie and Hopi. And the beautiful thing is this collects about, I want to say about 40 years of comics. You see them age in real time.
Yeah. So
by the time you get to the later stuff, you know, Maggie is, you know, she's like my age. She's like in her late 50s. It's beautiful storytelling. And Jaime Hernandez is the master of effortless black and white art. Just the compositions that he makes are just absolutely beautiful with just areas of flat black and line. It's just so good. Highly, highly recommend this. Let's see if I can hold this up so you can see these pages. And then can I do this?
Very nice. If you've also, I don't know how much of I don't know if there's any of the wrestling stuff in there.
Yes.
But he draws wrestling in such a way that I mean, you can tell first of all that he's a fan of wrestling.
Yeah.
But Jaime draws like some of the best, the coolest like old school, like territories type of wrestling stuff that it very much like it feels like the like glow, but like I don't know if you remember that gorgeous ladies of wrestling. Like it's just
Yeah.
so cool. It's so freaking cool. I
Yeah.
love
And my only complaint about this collection, which is absolutely beautiful, I was comparing the contents between it and my old paperbacks,
Mhm.
and this doesn't have every single thing in it, which I thought was
Okay.
kind of weird. It's 700 pages, but it doesn't have everything. So I thankfully from a humble bundle ages ago got the PDFs of all those, so
Okay.
that's my backup. But it's so worth doing it or getting and reading. Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. And just dive into these. They're so incredible. They're such great books and
Nice.
stories.
Before I show you guys the final shelf, I'm gonna tell you, I guess, the two things that I was struggling with while Josh works out,
Yeah.
pumps it up. He wants to look like the Tick.
I do. I do. Yeah.
The two things I left off the list that felt I Kill Giants is one of them.
Ooh, nice.
That was one of the first books that I was like, oh man, this is incredible work. Like once I started reading that, I remember borrowing it from Hoopla. That was one of my first Hoopla borrows once I discovered the app. And I was like, oh, I'm just gonna read one and then I'll go to sleep or whatever. I read the whole thing that night.
Nice.
And then the other thing was Mad Fraction's Hawkeye.
Oh yeah.
That almost made my list too.
Those are two of the things that kind of left off. And there's a whole bunch more stuff, but those were really close contenders. Now, Josh, I want to ask, you don't have any DC on your list. Is there anything that you're like, maybe this would have, if we had a bigger shelf? I should have made the shelf bigger, guys. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. We were going based on the letterboxed.
No, four. You got to cut it off. You got to make the harsh decisions.
Yeah, the two DC I left off there. One is Year One, Batman Year One. Just because I think is.
Master Kelly just can't make it onto the board. I'm sorry.
Well, it was that, and then of course, and if Clay were here, I'm sure this would be on his top four. Starman. I almost I reached for it, and then I think I got distracted by the Tick, which is what
Ambush Bug did get a call out. Ambush Bug did get a call out earlier.
So
happens very often. I'm sure that you're just wandering around your house and you get distracted by the Tick.
That is true. That is true. It's because he keeps pulling off my sconces to find the secret lever.
Jeff, did you have anything left on the list before we show the final shelf?
No, that was everything. I hate all the other comics.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Hey, there we go. Clay's here.
Clay in the show.
All right. Awesome.
I'll update the shelf accordingly, Clay, but I'm going to have to make a new template, so it's not going to happen live on air. But we have Starman, which just got a shout out. The Walking Dead, which is surprising. The Uncanny X-Force and Uncanny X-Men 94 to 200. I imagine Uncanny X-Force from the same era as this Uncanny X-Men.
I don't know.
Is Uncanny X-Force the Remender stuff? Uncanny X-Force might be the Remender.
Yeah, I don't know. So Clay, whenever you can, if you're still watching us, if you want to put the exact ones on the list on our document, and then I'll update the picture when this goes out to the public.
Remender.
But yeah, Remender. Okay, cool.
Isn't that run of Uncanny? Is that the Claremont run with Days of Future Past and all that?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. Yeah, it sounds like it's that era of like Future Past, Phoenix, like anything that they've tried to adapt into movies comes from that era.
And keep failing.
Cool. Yeah, very cool. Thanks, Clay. But yeah, put it on our doc so I can update, so I can add you to the shelf. But this is what the shelf looks like for now. Before we get Clay stuff in there. You know what? That's a pretty good looking shelf, guys.
That's a great looking shelf, yeah.
I think it's very diverse, very all over the place. I feel like you can tell that I am a little younger than the rest of you guys, just by the pics. But outside of that, and I've read a bunch of the stuff that you guys put on your thing, but like I feel like these impacted me more because I read them first. I've gone back to read all that other stuff. So
Yeah,
There we
totally.
You always remember your first loves.
you sure do.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
Court of Owls.
Exactly.
I'll never forget Snyder and Capullo. Yeah, Carlos Clay saying he left a lot of indie books on the. It's tough. We could do this just for DC, just for Marvel, just for Image. No Hawkeye no Fraction or Thor by Aaron. Anybody? No. It was tough, Clay. It was tough getting here. So, we do want to encourage everyone that is watching this to leave us your top 4 in the comments. And we might do this again because I bet you if you ask me this next year, it might be different. Like,
Yeah, totally.
because
I mean, I really struggled. I wanted Jimmy Corrigan is
Jimmy
good.
Corrigan is Clay's fifth, so
I really wanted to throw on some of the recent Zub Conan stuff because it's so good.
yeah.
But I
Oh,
couldn't think of just one. So
Did you see that cover I shared that I want
no.
on the Discord? I don't know if it may not be the most representative.
Oh, I see it now. I
Conan.
just didn't scroll. God, that's a good one.
I really like it. It doesn't feel like representative what might be inside of the book. But I'm okay with that.
They're pretty good at getting, I think, cover artists who just play with style rather than representing what's in the book, and I love that. I'm here for it. So
Yeah, here let me share it while we're here. This is a cover by Christian Ortiz, and it looks like it's just cover C. So hopefully I'm able to find it normally. But man, that looks so cool. Like I said, it doesn't scream Conan because the style
I may have
so
to get that
different.
one too. That's a beautiful cover.
it's
Hey,
very cool.
if Zeus has it, I can grab one for you when they post it.
Yeah, I'll check. That's definitely where I was gonna check.
Yeah.
So this is Doug. So this is Conan the Barbarian 32, and I'm gonna try to reach out to Jim Zub again because I think it'd be fun to have him on the show.
Oh
and then,
man, my head would explode.
all the Conan
That
stuff.
would be amazing. I love these books so much.
Yeah, I think Josh may be single-handedly keeping the series going.
Well, it was funny. Somehow I stumbled on. Oh no, I followed the Conan subreddit, and someone just posed a question. It was like, "Hey, why is there a month delay before the next issue? You know, that seems weird." And the very first response was Jim Zub saying, "Oh, well, it's because." And Jeff, you can, it's like, "Oh, because Doug, the artist, is getting his wisdom teeth removed, so his dental surgery has laid him low, so we had to delay it." And then the original poster's comment was, "I did not expect the writer to be the first one to respond to this, but it was so delightful." So
yeah. Well, I still have this for you.
Ooh.
Gosh, so we need to meet up again at some point.
We do, yeah.
And I have the Rocketeer book that my shop gave me for you. So, okay,
nice, thank you.
Do you guys have anything else before we get out of here? I think Clay's putting in the notes. I love that. I love that Clay's. I see the notes moving as we do this. So he's updating the notes. So I'll update our shelf before I make it public.
Okay.
But yeah, Jeff, Josh, anything else before we get out of here?
Nope.
I'm good.
Can't think of anything.
Okay. Well, I want to first of all encourage everybody to go to the channel. We have a lot of really cool videos this week. One of them which performed pretty well. So thank you to everybody that watched that. Hopefully you guys get to go watch Project Hail Mary at some point soon. I mean, if the hype hasn't found you yet, like, I don't know what to tell you. It's all over the place. I mean, granted, I keep clicking on the video, so I'm sure the algorithm is working behind the scenes. But if you're a fan of Project Hail Mary, I'll get to that in 1 second, Clay. That's good. If you're a fan of Project Hail Mary, we have a full review for it. Then another video where it's 1,000 people have seen this video, which is really, really high for the channel. Like, I know it's not a lot for other ones, but It is my comparison between watching Project Hail Mary on IMAX and Dolby, because I have seen it twice now. And then yesterday I dropped my video on the book versus the movie. So yeah, and then of course a lot of fun stuff. We got a review for. Let's see, what's the most watched review for this week? Of course, it's Superman Spider-Man #1, and then also Ryan North's The Flash 31, his debut. So yeah, go check that out.
Very
so, Josh,
cool.
I assume you haven't picked that up.
I have not. I might need to.
It is so good.
It's so
Really?
good.
Oh, damn. All right.
I mean,
you guys.
if you're enjoying his FF, but you want to see him do that similar stuff with
Yeah,
the Flash,
I do.
but also
I
very
heard somebody
different
say
stuff.
this: if you are sad that Ultimate Spider-Man went away, this would be a good one to jump on, because
Yeah.
he's a younger hero who's married, has kids, and is balancing that. It's that everything we want to see from Peter, but it's Wally.
It's Wally too.
It even
So
has
I don't know which Flash is your favorite, but this one's
Wally's
Wally.
my favorite.
Okay. A lot of people, I think Wally's a certain age group because of the Justice League Unlimited. It was Wally.
Yeah.
And
Well, because Barry was dead for a long time. So
yeah. Right. R.I.P. Barry.
So
Well,
what?
he kept fucking things up. It's Barry's fault.
What
Barry's
what
fault.
number is that? You said 70,
31?
31.
31.
31. Oh, okay.
Yeah, 32 was the Conan book. But
Thank
31.
you. All right. 31.
31. You'll see the big line on top that says everything starts here or whatever DC is doing.
Okay. There it is. Flashes of Insight starts here.
There
All
it
right,
is.
I'm adding it to my pull list.
Oh, and the premise of the book is actually real. On top of all the cool stuff we just said, the actual premise of the book is really fun and resonant to our times. Question mark?
Oh, interesting. All right. I like it.
Yeah. Also, go check out last week's live show where we talked all about that Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer. And then also maybe try to fix Marvel once again. That's all we do, guys. All we do is just try to fix Marvel.
It's so frustrating.
All right. So, possible show idea from Clay. Top 4 book with a villain as the lead. That might require me some more digging into, but I'm thinking Doom for sure. Something Doom.
Yeah.
Is
What
Venom
makes
a
a
villain?
villain?
Is villain? Yeah, what makes a villain?
You know what? That does let me bring back Ambush Bug, who canonically started as a villain. So
There you go. I like that we're already jumping through the hoops.
Yeah.
We're making
I mean,
Joker.
I'm already finding
Hawkeye
As a
started off
villain?
as a villain, so Fraction.
Yeah, there you go. Again, I feel like we're misunderstanding the assignment.
Yeah. So okay, well there you have it. That's our show for today. Thanks everybody for watching. I gotta go play Riftbound for 5 hours with a bunch of nerds in one room.
Awesome.
And hopefully I'll win, and then hopefully I won't get out too late so I can go hang out with Jeff later.
Yay! You guys have fun.
So
Oh,
Jeff,
I can't make it to the book. No, I can't make it to the. Book.
Oh no, I can't. That's 2 months in a row, Jeff. You're killing me.
I know.
It's all right.
It's rough.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
The most important thing in life will always be
Hail Bebo.
Peter loves you.
Simon Center, get the fuck out.
All right. Bye.
All right.
Get out of here, you weirdo.